What's your first playthrough going to be? Just sheer strength? Just strength with strength on top of strength? Yeah. Did you know that they did have it so that the strength stat would give equip load, but recently that people were saying that they changed it. Now it's endurance. I don't think this is a good idea. It makes sense to me that the main things that strength builds can do is they can stagger more often and they can take more hits, and you have to just invest into one stat primarily for that. But the thing is you're taking hits, right? If you're gonna wear heavier armor, you're aiming to take hits is the general idea. That's what it should be, right? But now if it's tied to endurance, it means that dexterity builds are going to have the DPS of like a sharp dexterity build, and they're going to be wearing heavy armor because you're going to have like a ton of points into endurance. I don't understand why this is a thing. It doesn't make sense. Maybe if they blend which stats give equip load, like maybe like a little bit from endurance and a little bit from life and like a moderate amount from strength, that may make sense. And you can kind of blend your stats a little bit to get heavier armor. But like, what's the point? Everyone levels endurance. Everyone levels endurance. No one doesn't level endurance, right? You put at least 10 plus points into it. Even as a mage, I put some points in endurance because casting a spell takes endurance, and you still want to roll or block or try to parry when you're fighting against players and stuff. So I don't understand. I don't understand why they're making endurance. It's not a good idea. I don't get it. Maybe if they do blended stats, maybe. I don't know. Endurance though. Equip load on endurance. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I just don't follow that at all. Yeah. No, it is weird because, like I said, everyone levels endurance, right? You put at least 10 points into it, even if you're not hot, like if you're like a mage. Now, here's a caveat. Maybe light armor sets have a unique feature to them. So for example, maybe you can enchant the armor or modify it in some way that allows you to, like if you have a light like wizard set on, sorcerer set or whatever, it's like 10% reduction in mana usage or whatever. Bonus against a damage type or something. Or when you use a mana flask, you get more mana back when you drink it. There are ways to make it so that armor sets that are lighter have a purpose. We'll have to just see when it comes out. Another possibility is that they made endurance give some equip load, but that it's still also on strength. And if you knew that it was on strength before, you didn't check that again. But when it happens to be on endurance, you notice it changing and you go, oh, it's on endurance now. But it could be on both. Until I can get in there and actually tweak the stats up and down and look at the numbers change and stuff, I'm not gonna believe anything 100%. We'll just wait and see. Could be endurance gives a little tiny amount, and you're supposed to get equip load from other sources besides stats. Maybe, I have no idea. Probably not. I do hope that they complicate a little bit weapon upgrades and add something to armor. Makes you upgrade or change it in some way. I want more decision. It's not strictly fashion. I wish it was like there were like components that you could like slot a gem into it or something and modify the properties of it. There is some system that we know about. I don't know what it's called. It's just called that you can, I just read that. I think that you could just modify armor. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but you can do that too. So whatever that means, there's something going on there most likely. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it now. Because From has a good record and we're past the hump. What is the hump? The hump was the network test. We made the game. Now play it. People played it. Oh my gosh, it's really good. Here's the preview, more of the game. It's just more and more good news. Because From has a good record. And remember, they started working on Elden Ring, according to Miyazaki, I think, in 2017. We're pushing 5 years ago. The normal dev cycle for these games isn't 5 years. And they announced it a little early before the pandemic, right? It threw a wrench in their plans. I think, personally, having no proof whatsoever about this, they used that extra time to just build it out even more. That's what I think. Because it would have been out by then. So basically, Miyazaki's like, this is pretty good. And he goes to the super executives and he's like, we have a pandemic. Why don't we do the full scope that I wanted to do? Green light the extra $30 million I need to do the big stuff. And they go, all right, do the big stuff. And he puts the big stuff in, whatever the big stuff is. I will say one thing though, it's weird just how much positive news there is. I'm not used to seeing this many home runs for the game. It seems like it's too good to be true, but I've seen the gameplay. Like I know that the things I'm seeing are real, you know? It's not like it's fake. It's like not smoke and mirrors of some sort. It's just weird to see so many of my like wish list items for a FromSoft game. Like this one's checked off and this one's checked off. It's like, oh my gosh, how many? The only thing it really lacks, in my opinion, is like true endgame content and a more robust co-op system. It's a little bit weird and organic, and this makes it unpalatable for my friends. You know, they don't want to play it, or some of my friends. They don't want to play it because it doesn't have like real co-op. It has like this weird co-op. That's one of the excuses anyway. The real reason is because they're scared of the difficulty, I think. But whatever.